The wood from the tree where he died. They sold it to another family. The ghost came with it. The cursed oak wood. Welcome back, listeners. We're going to wrap things up with a story from Nate in upstate New York. It's a grim reminder that some tragedies leave a stain on the earth that is incredibly hard to wash out. Nate grew up in a tight-knit rural community. His best friend's family lived just down the road. They were good, hard-working people, but they had fallen on incredibly hard times. The father was dealing with an undiagnosed severe illness, and the medical bills had bankrupted them. Despite the stress, the father was known as the kindest man in town, never raised his voice, always helped his neighbors.
Which is why it shocked the entire county when one morning they found the father hanging from the neck from a massive ancient oak tree in their backyard. He had committed suicide in the dead of night. No note, no warning, just a devastating, quiet end. The family buried him, but the tragedy didn't rest in the ground. A few nights after the funeral, the older brother woke up to use the outhouse, which was situated a bit away from the main house. As he was walking back, he heard his father's voice calling his name from the darkness. Still half asleep, he casually answered, "Yeah, I'm coming inside." But then he froze. His dad was dead. He slowly turned his head towards the backyard. Standing right beneath the branches of the old oak tree was a figure dressed in a pure white burial suit. It looked exactly like his father, staring at him with a dead, hollow expression. The brother screamed so loudly the neighbors heard it. He collapsed and was hit with a mysterious, raging fever the next morning. The following night, the mother experienced it. While trying to sleep, she heard a violent pounding on the front door, followed by her dead husband's voice screaming, "Open the door! It's freezing out here! Let me in!" She huddled in bed with her children, terrified until the sun came up.
Desperate, the family reached out to a local psychic medium who specialized in residual hauntings. The medium visited the property, took one look at the backyard, and pointed at the oak tree. "He didn't just die there," the medium said. "The tree absorbed his final moments of despair. You need to cut it down immediately, or the haunting will escalate." The family chopped the massive oak down that very weekend. They chopped it into logs and stacked the firewood by the fence. The next night, Nate's friend, the younger son, went outside to take the trash out. He looked over at the woodpile and gasped. Sitting on top of the stacked logs was the ghostly figure in the white suit. The spirit slowly stood up, its neck bent at a sickening, unnatural angle from the hanging, and it began walking toward him, whispering his name. The boy fainted on the spot. The psychic returned and was furious. "I told you to cut it down, but I meant you have to get rid of it. The wood itself is cursed. You have to destroy it entirely." Strapped for cash, the family made a highly questionable decision. Winter was approaching, so they sold the cursed wood to a family living on the outskirts of the next town over, figuring the ghost was tied to the land, not the bark. They were wrong.
A week later, the mother of the family who bought the firewood woke up around 4 a.m. to get a head start on baking for a local market. She walked out to their woodshed to grab a few logs for the wood stove. As she approached the pile,
she saw a man in a white suit sitting in the dark corner of the shed. "Who are you? What are you doing on my property?" she demanded, grabbing a heavy iron poker. The man slowly raised his head. His face was grey, his eyes milky white, and a thick rope burn scarred his throat. He opened his mouth, emitting a gurgling, choking sound. The woman dropped the poker, screamed, and passed out. When her husband revived her and she told him what she saw, the husband immediately drove to the house of the people who sold him the wood. He demanded to know where the wood came from. When the grieving family finally confessed that it was the suicide tree, the man was furious. He drove back home,
Hauled every single log of that oak tree into an empty dirt field, doused the entire pile in 5 gallons of kerosene, and struck a match. The fire burned a bizarre, unnatural blue, towering into the night sky, until there was nothing left but fine white ash. After the wood was completely incinerated, the hauntings finally stopped for both families. The father's spirit seemingly found peace, or at least the vessel tying his trauma to this world was finally destroyed.